10 indicators of workplace bullying. People debate more and more time towards maintaining a work-life balance, and it is indeed seen as a significant issue in today's time. And understandably so, because more than half of one's time is spent at work, with the boss, with the company, and so on. Some people do it because they love their jobs and don't mind spending extra hours doing what they love, whereas others might do it for extra cash. But the point is not that. The point is that working long hours, is exhausting. But the bigger problem, though, is that, well, let's put it like this. If you're passionate about your job, then perhaps you don't feel exhaustion that much. But if you're subjected to workplace bullying, then that does drain a person. Well, hi there. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, of course. My name is Dr. Nachi Sinha. I'm back with another series of videos, and we're focusing on workplace bullying, and this is a video in that series, with, of course, more to follow. In today's video, we're going to focus on the idea of what workplace bullying actually means, and then talk about 10 common signs of workplace bullying. So let's start. The term workplace bullying refers to mocking or targeting behavior at work. The employee is bullied by the colleagues, seniors or juniors, and sometimes even the bosses. And according to 2017 research carried out, about 70% of males and 30% of females are bullies. Women, though, are more likely to be targeted bullies. And bullying from bosses and seniors accounts for about 61%, followed by bullying from co-workers, which is roughly 33%. About 6% of the bullying comes from somebody who's junior to the person, the victim in this case. So let's proceed to discuss some of the common signs of workplace bullying. The purposeful ignoring. The first and the most common sign of workplace bullying is something called purposeful ignoring. Now, suppose a person is being constantly awarded as an employee. When ignored, the suggestions are not being looked at or put aside, and it's happening again and again. I mean, that indicates that they're being purposely ignored, and that is bullying. It also includes not inviting the person to gatherings or meetings, or avoiding them altogether. When other co-workers greet and try to talk and so on. The victim is isolated from the rest of the staff and feels alone, even amongst co-workers. The second sign of workplace bullying is threats. Constant threats to workplace is an important thing to look for. Usually the person is in a senior position, intimidates the person into doing or refraining from doing something. The threats can include false reporting to the boss, demotion or termination from the job. The manager or supervisor assigns responsibilities and expects the person to, execute them in a sort of unreasonably short time. And the employee is threatened with consequences if they fail to fulfill the responsibility. Now, moving on to the third sign of workplace bullying, yelling and derogatory behavior. Now, we have to admit, that all employees deserve equal respect in the workplace, and any organization should train all employees, to treat everyone with courtesy and respect. If an employee is yelled at by the boss or any other person for that matter, it is bullying. The bully shows aggression by shouting, cursing, and could be by pounding their hands with face or belongings on the desk to scare the employee. And yelling at someone or aggressive behavior at the workplace is not justified under any condition. Now, if you are frequently being yelled at by your boss or other employees and aren't respected, then you need to understand that you are the victim of workplace bullying. Moving on to the fourth sign of workplace bullying, which is shame and guilt. The victim of workplace bullying are blamed if anything goes wrong. The bullies constantly imply that a particular person or a group is responsible or wrong. The constant blaming, shaming, and holding the person responsible for failures makes them feel guilty and embarrassed. Moving on to the next sign, undermining work. Employees are entitled to recognition and monetary compensation if they perform well and execute their responsibilities, well. But in workplace bullying, what you notice is that the employee is not given the due credit, appreciation, or any financial benefit. Now, suppose the bully is someone in a managerial position. In that case, you'd notice that the bully can even assign projects and responsibilities of the victim to somebody else. And in severe cases of workplace bullying, the person is stopped from promotion or availing of any financial benefits provided by the company. The sixth sign of workplace bullying is that make the person feel, useless. This is one of the most damaging signs of workplace bullying. The person is made to feel that they are not good enough for the job and that others are better than them. The bully insults the victim in front of other employees and is constantly reminded of their shortcoming. Now, making the person feel that they're useless or not good crushes the confidence and morale of the victim and makes them feel inferior to the employees and co-workers. And it's quite damaging. Moving on to the next sign of workplace bullying, a constant monitoring. Now, I get it, it's the boss's right to monitor the employees and observe how they work. However, if a few of the employees are constantly monitored and interfered with while working, that would be bullying. You'll notice the bully lurks around the employee's desk, checks their personal belongings, or asks them endless questions while busy with work. This affects the employee's concentration and performance. And suppose the employer wants to observe a person. In that case, they might do it subtly without being intrusive or irritating to the employer. The next indicator of workplace bullying is creating hostility. Workplace bullying also includes creating hostility and ill feelings amongst the employees. The bully incites people to seek revenge or backstab their colleagues to gain recognition or appreciation from employees. A hostile working environment is also created when the employees are critiqued for underperformance in front of the team and juniors. Working in a hostile environment is mentally taxing for a person, even if they're earning a good amount of money. Moving on to the next sign, demeaning jokes and pranks. So, yes, cracking jokes, a good sense of humor is understandable, builds team morale and so on. But here's when things go wrong. Jokes are directed towards a specific person due to their appearance, gender, sexuality, faith, culture, color, caste, or creed. These are signs of workplace bullying. These jokes discriminate against the victim amongst his team members and diminish their respect. And practical jokes and pranks that physically hurt the employee or create problems for them are also considered workplace bullying. Discriminatory jokes and pranks affect employees' mental health, and their work performance is greatly influenced by it in a negative way. The last time we're going to talk about today is unreasonable demands. Now, expecting the employee to execute the task flawlessly within a short time is unreasonable. Or expecting them to devote all the time to the company and its goals, and that also counts as unreasonable demand and would constitute bullying. An employee shouldn't be forced to overwork or come to work when it's not their working time. Likewise, they shouldn't be called or disturbed when they go home if it's not urgent or important. Many organizations put undue pressure on employees to work more in a very short time, and that too, but perfectly. Now, this behavior and company culture is bullying and harmful to the employee's personal life, mental, physical health, and performance. On today's video, we've had a chance to talk about common signs of workplace bullying. Now, if you face any of those signs in your workplace, consider this a red flag. Bullying at the workplace is detrimental to your mental health and performance at work. Let's make sure you take concrete measures to stop it before it worsens. In the coming videos in this series, I will talk about ending workplace bullying and other topics so that your mental health isn't affected. Well, thank you for watching this video and, reach out, ask for help. Take care.